Hey guys, Jack here, hope you're all doing well. Today I've got a bit of a chatty video for you. I do like doing these sort of things every once in a while. It just gives me an opportunity to talk a little and yeah, get a few things off my chest and get a few things out there, news, announcements, whatever. First off, prize winners. I did do a giveaway in December for some Battlefield related stuff. I had 5 BF4 Premium codes and 2 Battlefield 4 art books. All you had to do was leave a comment and I'd pick 7 people at random. The Premium code winners were 22 Game Freak, Shadowgree 13, I Love to Eat Off, Ranlu 911 and Griffin Myers. The 2 art book winners were Apache Gamer 280 and Lapora Locker. I'll be contacting you guys on YouTube with your prizes and shizzle, so make sure you look out for that and get back to me as soon as possible. The footage you're seeing here is leftovers from the montage/frag movie that I just put out called Freezon. I didn't have a chance to include this stuff in there, either it just didn't fit or I didn't have enough time or I just didn't think the clips were good enough, so I left them out but kept them on my hard drive just for a video like this. So yeah, you're going to see a few kill streaks in there, a couple of one-offs. It's all good stuff, I promise. So in this video I wanted to talk about what I learnt in 2013, about myself, about other people, about what I'm doing, about how the world works in general. I guess it was a very interesting year for me, probably the busiest I've ever had in my life so far, to be honest. I travelled a lot, met a load of new people, and I finally found a career which I thought was worth pursuing and something that I enjoyed doing. As of last year, I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. I never really did. And you get these kids who say when they're 6 years old, I want to be a doctor when I grow up, I want to be a lawyer, I love animals, so I want to be a vet. And then they go through school and college and then they become a doctor, a lawyer and a vet. Not all 3 at once, of course, that would be pretty impressive. Whatever. The point is that there are some people who are like that. They just love something and they want to do it and then they go and do it and then they really enjoy it. I was never like that and I couldn't decide when I was young or when I was in education what I really wanted to do. I just didn't love anything enough, I guess. And I went to uni, I did a 4-year course in games design, did that, but then I didn't really want to get into producing or developing games. The more I found out about it, the more sort of turned off I was. I'm sure that a lot of people who play games would just love to walk into a studio as an executive producer and go, right, here's my idea for an awesome first-person shooter. This is how we can make it good. These are the things to avoid to make it bad. Let's go. But in reality that doesn't happen, and from my experience and everything that I learnt about making video games, you really do have to just start right at the bottom and work your way up, and that's not something that I wanted to do or I was prepared to do. So then after uni I got an office job at a small company, working there for 6 months, just doing general office work, I guess. Excel, fixing computers, setting up basic networks, answering phones, that sort of stuff. Really boring, and I got pretty down when I was doing that job. It was just garbage to me. Put it that way. The boss just handed all his work to me, got paid 5 times as much as I did, and one day I just thought to myself, fuck this, why am I even doing this? I feel like I'm more creative than this and I don't need to be here, so I just quit. GG, no re. That was that. And then I went home, I did some research and I got some help on setting up a small business selling gaming PCs in the UK. I loved building PCs from a very early age and that was really cool. It was a lot of hard work. Building the website was probably the hardest part, although I did have some help with that from friends. Building the PCs was easy as it was something that I enjoyed doing, and you know, aftercare was tough because it was just me, so if a customer had bought a PC and there was a problem, I'd be liable for it and then I'd have to sort it out, obviously. I certainly couldn't compete with the big boys in the UK, but I built up a good reputation and I sold 131 gaming PCs in total before I closed the business in January 2013 when I went full-time with YouTube. So I was building and selling gaming PCs for nearly 2 years in total, and halfway through that period, which was around August 2011, I noticed that my girlfriend was watching people on YouTube like Cnanas, Kevin, Cupquake, Tobuscus and the Yogscast. And then I found out that these people were making a living off YouTube, and straight away I just said to myself, Jack, you can do that too, and so I did. 2013 taught me that if you want something, no matter how unachievable or far away it seems at first, if you really want it, then you can get it and no one else is going to get it for you. Don't expect anyone to do anything for you. You've got to do it for yourself. There are no free rides. If you have a goal, whatever it is, literally anything, don't rely on other people. You've got to grab it, work hard and do it yourself. Eventually you'll get there. It's as simple as that. If you're dedicated enough and work hard enough and you're creative and make opportunities for yourself, introduce yourself, meet new people, network, talk to people, you can do it. Again, don't expect opportunities to come to you. Don't ever get sloppy and make assumptions. You got to make it happen. So don't be lazy. Get out there and do it for yourself. And if you're not happy or just okay with a part of your life, then don't settle for it and think it'll change, because it won't. It'll just stay the same, and you'll get older and wish you'd made a change 5 years ago, but you can't take that back. Unfortunately, time travel doesn't exist. So if you feel like being okay isn't good enough, or something isn't okay at all, or you just want to make a change, do something about it yourself. Do something about it now and you'll feel much better. I know it's a massive cliche as well, but for me it couldn't be truer. You regret the things that you don't do, not the things that you've done. 2013 taught me that I'm extremely lucky to live where I do and to have been born in the UK in a stable Western country. The internet, of course, is a great source of information, and that's an incredible thing, but in general, I'd say that 2013 was a pretty depressing year all around for global news. And whilst the internet brings us so many good things, it's also shown us all of the shit that millions of people have to deal with in plenty of other countries that we don't even think about. Syria, Egypt, North Korea, Uganda, Pakistan, Yemen. There's a lot of really fucked up, immoral, inhumane shit that goes on in some countries that you and I don't even have to bat an eyelid about if we don't want to. The reality is that it just won't affect most of us ever, because I'd bet that most of the people watching this video now live in a Western country that's relatively stable, has good security, you've got family around you, maybe you're in education, you've got accessible healthcare, you know, they can go to school or a hospital without living in fear of being blown up or shot to pieces when they go shopping in a mall. Because that's what it's really like in some countries now. It's really broken. So don't take where you live for granted and never get complacent. Make the most of what you've got and the potential around you. You didn't choose to be born where you were, that's just the way it is. It's just a hand that you were dealt. You can probably even move away too, if you wanted. Wherever you want to go, you can probably go and live there. Most people don't have that option. And in the grand scheme of things, we have it pretty good. Most of us watching this video can do whatever the fuck we want to in life. I can go watch a movie, I can play a video game, I can start a club, I can go swimming, I can go out tomorrow and apply for a college or a university degree in pretty much anything that I want to. I could go be a lawyer, I could go be a doctor, I could be a vet, I could be a TV presenter if I felt like it and if I was good enough. So yeah, the point is that even if you don't feel like it, you are one of the lucky ones, so you should make the most of it. On a lighter-hearted note, 2013 taught me not to take video games as seriously as I used to. Video games are fun, I think they're meant to be enjoyed. They're an escape, you can roleplay, you can be someone else. It's harmless fun and it's an experience. You know, it's a very interesting thing, interacting with people on multiplayer games. As far as I'm concerned, there's no right way to play a video game. You play it however you please, it's your experience. You don't always have to try your hardest and be super keen and competitive every single time you play and do everything by the book. You are allowed to do stupid shit and just relax a little. Try it out if you haven't, it's actually quite fun. And throughout my time as a gamer, I've known and still know so many people who take multiplayer video games so seriously that what happens in the game affects their mood and their personality, how they speak to other people, and it also affects real life relationships and friendships. And that is just so bizarre and just plain unnecessary to me. So what if you don't manage to clutch that round on Counter-Strike? So what if you don't win that game of Dota? Why does it matter if your friend gets to level 50 before you do? Who really cares? Does it make a difference to your life at all? No, it doesn't. So stop getting stressed about video games and falling out with people. If it doesn't mean anything, it's really not worth it. You'll feel better about yourself and not upset your friends as much. Trust me. Another thing that 2013 taught me is that no one likes a boaster or a bragger. If you're good at something, or you do something incredible, or make someone happy, or achieve a goal, whatever it is, from little to big, don't boast or brag about it. No one will like you, and it won't garner you any admiration if that's what you're seeking. The act of achieving something is good enough, and people will respect you for it. You don't need to shove it in people's faces. No one likes those guys. So I guess just be humble. The awesome work you do and whatever that spectacular thing you happen to pull off is enough to be recognised and appreciated. If you boast about it and get all egotistical and arrogant, then you've ruined it. People will take notice, and never forget that just because someone doesn't congratulate you, it doesn't mean that they aren't thinking about you or they didn't see it. One final thing I've learnt this year before I go. Sorry, I know it has been a long one so far. I could go on forever, but I've probably lost your attention by now anyways. But yeah, one final thing. As hard as it is to fight the urge, try not to assume things about people or judge them before you meet them. In 2013, I was introduced to and met a load of fantastic people who I sort of knew. I'd seen them online, watched their videos, for example, or spoke with people via email, whatever. And on a couple of occasions, I made the mistake of assuming things about them. So stuff like their personality, their friendship, their talents, their mannerisms, etc. Don't do it, basically. You don't know anything about that person yet. You don't know how they feel, how they love, what their hobbies are, what they've experienced in their life, if they have any illnesses or a disability. Most of the time, you just don't know who they really are. Everyone else has got as many feelings and thoughts and problems as you do. So it's incredibly unfair to judge someone or make assumptions about them, and what's comfortable or palatable for you might not be for them. And I think that's all I got, guys. I don't want to waffle on for too long because my actual waffles, which have been in the oven now for over 15 minutes, are going to be burning, and that's bad because I love me some waffles. You get the cream, you get the strawberries on there, squirt that honey on top, delicious. Thanks for watching. Leave a rating and a comment. Let me know what you learnt about yourself or other people in 2013, and I hope that 2014 treats you very well. Here's to a new year. Make the most of it. I'll see you in the next one.